you've been skipping breakfast for 3 months. You're fasting like clockwork. You've got the timing down, you're committed, you're doing everything the video said to do. And yet, somehow the scale's stuck, the belly's still there, and your body's acting like you're hoarding energy for the apocalypse. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Fasting works, but most people are fasting in a way that makes their body hold on to fat harder. It's not your willpower. It's not because fasting is a scam. It's because your hormones think you're in crisis mode, and they're doing exactly what they're designed to do. Lock everything down. Today, we're breaking down the 5 fasting mistakes that keep you fat, why your body fights back when you do them, and the exact fixes that turn your metabolism from hoarder mode back into burn mode. No supplements, no weird hacks, just the biology your body's been screaming at you to understand. Let's find out from the inside. Your body during a normal fast should feel like a well-oiled machine switching fuel sources. The liver calmly taps into storage. Fat cells finally open for business. Insulin takes a vacation, and your metabolism hums along, burning what you've been carrying around. But when you fast wrong, it's chaos. Your liver's stressed, desperately clinging to every bit of glycogen, like a parent hiding Halloween candy from themselves. Your fat cells, instead of opening up shop, bolt the doors and hang a closed indefinitely sign. Cortisol, your body's drama coordinator, shows up with a megaphone yelling, "Emergency! Save everything!" And insulin? It doesn't leave. It lingers in the background like that one person who won't take the hint at a party. Your brain's confused. It's getting mixed signals. Some ketones trickling in, some glucose sputtering out, nothing consistent. Meanwhile, your thyroid, the metabolism manager, starts quietly dialing everything down. Slower burn, less heat, more preservation. This isn't fasting. This is your body thinking you're lost in the woods with no rescue coming. The result? You're technically not eating, but your body's acting like you're starving. And when your body thinks it's starving, it doesn't burn fat. It protects it like a biological bunker. Every calorie that manages to sneak in gets locked away. Every ounce of stored energy gets guarded like nuclear launch codes. So what's going wrong? Let's start with what's supposed to happen when fasting actually works. Here's what actually happens when fasting works right. When you stop eating, insulin, your body's storage supervisor, clocks out. With insulin gone, your fat cells get the green light. They start releasing stored energy like a bank vault finally opening. Those fatty molecules travel to your liver, which converts them into ketones, your backup fuel system. Think of it like switching from the main power grid to your personal solar panels. Cleaner, steadier, and totally self-sustaining. Your brain, initially skeptical, takes a sip of these ketones and goes, "Okay, this'll work." Energy stays smooth. No crashes. No jitters. Just steady output. Meanwhile, growth hormone shows up like a construction foreman saying, "While we're renovating, let's keep the good stuff and toss the trash." It protects your muscle, tells your body to burn fat specifically, and keeps your metabolism from tanking. It's your biological insurance policy against losing the wrong weight. This is the fasting sweet spot. Insulin low, ketones flowing, growth hormone high, cortisol chill. Your body's not confused. It knows exactly what to do. But here's where it gets interesting. That switch from fed and storing to fasted and burning, it's not automatic. It's triggered by specific hormonal signals. And if those signals get scrambled, if cortisol spikes, if insulin never fully drops, if your liver's too stressed to make ketones efficiently, your body gets stuck in limbo. You're not eating, but you're not burning either. You're just waiting, like a computer frozen mid-update. The screen says loading, but nothing's happening. That's what happens when you fast wrong. You pull the plug on food, but your hormones never got the memo to switch modes. So your body panics, goes into conservation mode, and suddenly you're fasting for hours while your metabolism crawls to a halt. And trust me, your organs have opinions about this. So, what mistakes cause this hormonal traffic jam? Let's break down the 5 big ones. The first mistake happens the moment you break your fast. You've gone 16 hours. Insulin's finally down. Fat burning's humming along. Then you smash a bowl of oatmeal, toast, or a fruit smoothie to break your fast gently. Here's what actually happens. Insulin spikes instantly. Your body, which was burning fat, slams on the brakes and switches to storing mode. But here's the kicker. After fasting, your cells are primed to soak up whatever you give them. Flood them with sugar, and they absorb it fast, then crash hard. You go from fat-burning mode to storage mode to starving mode in under an hour. It's like hitting the gas in a parking lot right after slamming the brakes, then running out of fuel. The fix? Break your fast with protein and fat first. Eggs, Greek yogurt, avocado. Foods that ease insulin up slowly instead of launching it into orbit. The second problem is chronic fasting without refeed days. You're fasting every single day. 16-8, 18-6, maybe even one meal a day. Never breaking the pattern. And your body? It's adapting in the worst way. Your thyroid looks at this constant restriction and goes, okay, guess we're in survival mode now. It lowers your metabolic rate to match your reduced eating window. Your liver gets stingy with energy. Fat cells hold tighter. You need refeed days, strategic higher calorie days where you eat normally. This tells your thyroid, false alarm, we're not starving. Your metabolism stays awake instead of dimming like a phone in power save mode. Schedule one refeed day every 4 or 5 days. Not a cheat day, a reset day. The third issue sneaks up on almost everyone. You're stressed at work. You slept 4 hours. Your cortisol's already screaming. And you decide to add fasting on top. Bad idea. Fasting is a stressor, a good one when your body can handle it, but still a stressor. Stack it with terrible sleep and chronic anxiety, and cortisol floods your system. High cortisol plus fasting equals your body frantically storing belly fat, like it's preparing for war. Your liver can't make ketones efficiently when cortisol's high. Your fat cells lock down. You're fasting, but not burning. You're just stressed and hungry. If you slept badly, or you're in a high-stress week, shorten your fast or skip it. Eat breakfast. Let your body recover. The fourth mistake hides in your morning coffee. Black coffee? Fine. Water? Perfect. But that splash of cream, that sugar-free energy drink, those BCAAs to preserve muscle, they're breaking your fast. Even small amounts of calories trigger an insulin response. Not huge, but enough to pause fat burning. Your body's like a laptop that keeps waking up every time you nudge the mouse. It never fully enters sleep mode. If you're fasting, commit. Plain water, black coffee, black tea, or nothing. The fifth trap is fasting too long, too often. You heard longer is better, so you're doing 24-hour fasts 3 times a week, or 1 meal a day every day. Your body adapts to patterns. Long fasts done too frequently trigger the same metabolic slowdown as chronic calorie restriction. Your hormones think resources are scarce. You're ravenous all the time, but burning less. The sweet spot for most people? 16 to 18 hours, most days, with occasional 24-hour fasts. Not every day. Consistency with variation. These 5 mistakes don't just slow fat loss. They train your body to treat fasting like a crisis. Every time you make one, you're teaching your hormones that going without food means danger. So they lock down tighter. But here's what nobody tells you about why this keeps happening. Here's the breakthrough most people miss. Your body doesn't resist fasting because it's bad. It resists fasting because you've accidentally taught it that fasting means danger. Think about it. You fast during your most stressed hours. You break fasts with sugar bombs. You never give your metabolism a break from restriction. From your body's perspective, fasting isn't a tool. It's a threat. So it fights back. Your fat cells tighten security. Your liver hoards fuel. Your thyroid dims the lights. Every system you need for fat burning goes into protective mode, not because fasting doesn't work, but because the way you're fasting signals crisis, not control. This isn't failure. This is feedback. Your body's biological job is to keep you alive. When it senses chaos, erratic eating, high stress, poor recovery, it defaults to the safest option. Store energy, slow metabolism, wait for stability. Picture a ship captain in a storm. Hatches sealed, engines at minimum, riding it out. That's your metabolism when it senses chaos. That's not broken. That's smart survival instinct. But here's the counterintuitive truth. Fasting only works when your body feels safe. That means you need to fast in a way that signals control, not deprivation. Consistency, not extremes. Strategic timing, not random restriction. You need to show your hormones that food isn't scarce. It's just scheduled. When insulin knows it'll drop regularly and come back up safely, it relaxes. Think of it like setting an alarm. The first few days, you wake up anxious, checking the clock. After a week, you trust it. You relax. Same with your hormones. When cortisol knows you're sleeping well and managing stress, it backs off. When your thyroid sees regular refeed signals, it keeps the metabolic fire burning. Suddenly, fasting becomes what it was supposed to be: a metabolic reset, not a metabolic emergency. Your liver stops hoarding. Fat cells open up. Ketones flow smoothly. Growth hormone protects your muscle. Your brain runs clear and focused. The whole system clicks into rhythm like a jazz band that finally found the groove. You're not forcing your body to burn fat. You're creating the conditions where burning fat is the obvious, natural choice. So how do you actually do this? Let's get specific. All right, here's your exact protocol. Start with the 16 to 18-hour window most days. Not 20, not 24, not whatever random number you feel like. This window is long enough to drop insulin and enter fat burning, but short enough that your body doesn't panic. Consistency beats intensity. Same window, same time, every day. Your hormones love predictability. When you break that fast, your first meal needs to ease insulin up, not launch it. Start with protein and fat: eggs, salmon, Greek yogurt, avocado. Anything that's mostly protein and fat. Save the carbs for your second meal when insulin sensitivity is back to normal. This one change stops the post-fast insulin spike that sabotages everything. Every fourth or fifth day, eat normally. Shorten your fast to 12 hours or skip it entirely. Eat more food. This isn't cheating. This is strategic. It reassures your thyroid that everything's fine, keeps your metabolism from adapting downward, and gives your willpower a break. Think of it like rebooting your computer. It clears the cache and keeps everything running smooth. Now here's the non-negotiable part. If you slept less than 6 hours, or you're in a brutal stress week, eat breakfast. Seriously. Fasting compounds stress. If cortisol's already high, adding fasting makes things worse. Prioritize sleep and stress management first. Fasting second. When your nervous system is calm, fasting works. When it's fried, fasting backfires. And during your fasting window, commit. Water, black coffee, plain tea. That's it. No cream, no sweeteners. No, technically 0 calorie. Anything. If you're going to fast, fast. Anything else keeps insulin in play and pauses fat burning. It's like trying to fall asleep while someone keeps tapping you on the shoulder. Either let your body fully fast or just eat. Half fasting is the worst of both worlds. Follow these guidelines and fasting stops feeling like a battle. It becomes automatic. Here's what changes when you fast the right way. Your body stops fighting you. Insulin drops when it should. Fat cells open on schedule. Your metabolism stays awake instead of dimming. You're not starving. You're strategic. You're not restricting. You're resetting. You didn't need a more extreme fast. You didn't need to fast longer or harder. You just needed to fast smarter in a way that tells your hormones we're in control instead of we're in crisis. Once your body feels safe, everything clicks. Fat loss becomes consistent. Energy stays steady. Hunger becomes manageable. You're not forcing anything. You're finally working with your biology instead of against it. Those 3 months you spent fasting the wrong way, they weren't wasted. They were teaching you exactly what doesn't work, so you could finally understand what does. Your liver, your fat cells, your thyroid, they've been trying to tell you this the whole time. They were never broken. They were just waiting for the right signals. Give them those signals, and your body doesn't resist fat loss. It leads it.